I mean, has anyone here ever had a bad sales experience where you were the buyer? I mean, not the buyer, you were the customer. Yeah. So what did it taste like? No. It tastes like awesome? No.
Service versus being taken advantage of.
Yeah, you didn't like it, right? Walked away, it just felt disingenuous. See, I would argue in this industry right now, although it's not as bad as the car industry, there's a lot of folks that you compete or may compete against that don't create an experience that is for you, meaning for you, the customer. It's all about them, right? It's about, obviously you got to make quota, that's like breathing. But at the end of the day, they create a climate that it's so obvious that they really could care less about the patient or the doc, right? It's all about them. Do you think he says Abbott, 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 right? So do you think just maybe that the docs have the emotional wherewithal to pick that up?
Could be.
I mean, maybe, right? It's not their first rodeo, right? That they kind of pick that up. And see, since we're all creatures of habit, right, most of us, I mean, the hardest thing on the planet, by far, is changing human behavior. It is so tough. I mean, right now, it's approximately on my Rolex that never tells the right time, which is 11:10. It says 11:20, just in case you ever want to waste money on one.
Chinatown? Do you wear it all the time?
Yeah. You know what? I didn't buy it. It was a gift.
No, do you wear it all the time?
I do.
Oh, because people
See?
who wear them all the time won't keep the time. My mom's
still
a jeweler. I
Still don't. See, him and I know. We had a commit. We bonded earlier. I was looking for that one brave soul that could just say, "Why doesn't my Rolex work?"
Mine's only 5 minutes behind.
See? Yeah. So the point of it is, changing human behavior is tough, right? We've got more information right now at our fingertips than any time in our history, don't we? I mean, you can go in Google right now and what? I mean, you could find out probably a soccer game that 8-year-olds are playing in Chile if you wanted to. I mean, not that you have that much time, but if you wanted to, whoop, there it is. So if we've got all this information, right, all this information, why is there a health epidemic right now? I mean, obesity's going up, right?
Yes, it has.
Cholesterol, right? All this stuff. So if I've got all this information, it tells me to eat better, to exercise, all that stuff, and I got it, you know, all that stuff. Why is it such a big deal? Yeah, so you've nailed it. Information is never transformation. Just because you give me a bunch of stuff, does that mean I'm all of a sudden going to intuitively figure it out? Like, because I'm a byproduct of my experiences. If I've got 20 years biting down on bad habits or prescribing practices, am I all of a sudden going to come in and change just because you show me some new data? I may, but think about that. What do the gymnasiums or workout places look like in January? Tell me. Is it a little difficult trying to get a treadmill? Isn't it? Yeah. What does it look like in March?
Back to normal.
Back to normal, right? So if you're regular, you kind of pick your times when you go to the gym in January. You wait till all the pretenders fall off, right? And then that's guys who want it. Why is that? Why is that phenomenon between January and March? What do you think? Yeah, I had it all. I was going to get all geeked up. I'm going to be a vegan. I'm going to get my sweat on and get those power guns, you know, where. Yeah, but by March, how do you go from that convicted? I mean, absolutely, right? Got my new workout gear, my fresh Nikes. You know the guy that's all pretty when he goes to the gym? I mean, he looks like he's decked out, right? Shirt's too small, though, so he can show his arms, right? It's like a small, right? Do you know that guy? Right? And then by March, the guy's no longer there. Why?
Went back to his old habits.
Because change is hard. You mean I've actually got to sweat and like work at this thing?
Maybe he bought a Bowflex.
Probably, right? I'm sure he's banging out the Bowflex at home, right? So why is that relevant? Why is that relevant for you in change? 2 reasons, I'll tell you. 2 absolutely critical reasons. 1, if you hope to influence the folks in your territory, just know it's tough. But before you ask them or try to influence them, you have got to earn the right. Meaning, are you changing yourself?